Are you right now feeling very miserable about your marriage because you and your spouse are now living as roommates instead of lovers? In this video, we are going to be sharing with you what you can do differently to help you and your partner to reconnect back emotionally and also romantically. In my work as a marriage counselor, I have helped couples who have found themselves in this particular state, and we've been able to journey them out of it to where right now they are feeling so emotionally and romantically connected again with their spouse. And that is what we want to share with you today, and we hope that from the things that we're going to be sharing with you, you and your spouse will find the joy that marriage brings.
Truly, I know that feeling when your marriage is not working. As the man, you are not feeling excited going home any longer. In fact, after the office hours, you just want to go hang out with the boys, you just want to go drink. Or as the wife, you're not excited when your husband is coming home. In fact, you're even feeling like, I beg, this man is even better, he's away from home. And all the dreams you had about marriage, you don't see it any longer. You're wondering, did I even make a mistake? Or would I have been happier not being married? I know that feeling. And today we really want to help you, because you see, it is our joy to see marriages thrive, because we're enjoying our marriage, and we know what it was like when things were not good for us and how things are today, and we see the benefit. I tell you, marriage is sweet and beautiful.
Very beautiful.
If you're doing it right. And that is why we're doing this video. So I want you to get ready and watch and take note and apply these principles. Don't just watch it, but be intentional and tell yourself, you know what, if these people's marriage is working and if they've been able to help other people with these principles you're going to share, then mine also can work. And by the way, if you've not subscribed to our channel, let's just assume you're just coming for the first time. You are welcome. Huh? You know the way we do it in church. You're welcome in the name of the Lord. After now, ushers will give you introduction stuff. But anyway, I want to say to you, please, if you've not subscribed to the channel, click that subscribe button. I'm sure you are wondering, you want to skip it? No, don't skip it. Click and press some. And for our subscribers, I want to say thank you very much. Thank you for the comment. In fact, let me just give a shout out to Omoduni. Thank you for always commenting.
Thank you
for always watching the video. We're glad that you're part of this family. And also like this video. If you have any comment, any question, free to ask the question on the comment. A lot of people ask questions and will respond. If you have a topic you would like us to talk about, do it. Somebody in one of our last videos said he would like to jump on the live video. One of these days when we come up live, we'll probably trade open for you guys to come and let's have conversations. So let's go straight into this topic.
So number one, the first thing that I'm going to say that you can do to reignite the passion in your marriage and reconnect back to your spouse is to prioritize quality time. Time spent together. I remember a couple who reached out to me in counseling, and in the session the wife kept complaining about how the husband doesn't have her time. And the husband said he finds it difficult to believe what the wife is saying because he's present. He helps her in the house. He cleans the floor sometimes because they don't have a help. He helps her to take care of the kids. And he feels like she's not appreciative of that. And she's still complaining that, he's not giving me attention and time. Then I had to make him understand that the fact that you and your friend, let's say you and a friend, went to watch a movie together doesn't necessarily mean that you guys had a quality time. Quality time is not just that you spend time together. It's that you are in each other's world. It's that you are able to get right into the very thing that is bothering your partner. So if the two of us, for instance, are talking about quality time, it means that in that time, my husband, one of the things I will expect him to do is that he asks me questions. How are you doing? And not just surface questions. How are you really doing for me? Are you happy? How has work been? Are you feeling tired? Are you emotionally drained? How has it been, being a mother to these boys? How does it feel? All those things. And you'll be shocked that it is in those moments. We've been hanging out together, but in those moments, I might even break down. Maybe at that point, I'm overwhelmed. I might even find myself breaking down. I'm like, you know what? It has not been easy. I had to do this. I had to do that. I had to attend to clients every time. But, I've not had any rest. and I'm talking and talking. That is quality time. So what we are saying here is that you have to prioritize those moments where you are able to get into the world of your partner. You must know what is happening in their world. You must know what is going on. You must know what is happening on their inside. And it is in those moments, those alone moments, without any interference. Sometimes you might need to go somewhere. You might need to stay in a hotel. You can be locked. You guys can lock yourselves in your room and spend that time. Just tell yourself, for the next 1 hour, 2 hours. I'm not talking about sex right now. It's not even about sex. It's about time together where you're talking, where you're looking into each other and feeling each other so much. If you can do that, you will be amazed how you had grown apart because of the lack of intentionality in this, and how this is now bridging the gap again.
Yes, and when you talked about prioritizing quality time, the story of Mark Randolph, the co-founder of Netflix, came to mind. So Mark Randolph decided that a particular time of the week, I think Thursday, maybe from 5 p.m., he leaves the office by 5 p.m., and it takes time with his wife every week, that particular day. So sometimes they could just take a walk, sometimes they could go for dinner, sometimes they could watch movie together, sometimes they could just do anything. Now this is what they call prioritizing it. Now understand that in various environments, the work environment, cultures and everything, we all have different scenarios, and sometimes people say there's no time. I resume time in the office 8 o'clock. I close by 7. I'm at home by 9, 10. What time do I have with my wife? Or I work 7 days a week, 6 days a week, and everything. Now you can have a lot of reasons why you cannot, but you see, priority determines the use of time. If something is priority to you, you will make out time for it. And we're saying prioritize the relationship with your wife. Decide, both of you should come together, decide this time we want to set out this time every week to pay attention to each other. That's very key. And another point I want to give is speaking each other's love language. Now let me speak to my wife in a language. Let me see if she understand. Nemakuku na nanama.
What are you saying?
La patute mena.
Very good.
So makanu nunu. You see the way she was laughing? She cannot tell what I'm saying. Even me, I didn't even know what I was saying. But you see, that's what happens when you think your spouse should be loved by maybe just buying her gifts. But meanwhile, your spouse wants quality time. She wants you to just spend time with her. But you are saying, but only I bought you iPhone 16 Pro Max. Now, come on, do you know how much it cost me? Only you should be grateful. And she's like, yes, I appreciate it. But what I want is time with you. You don't have time for me. You're always hanging out with other people. You don't show me off. You don't brag about me. You don't take me out to places. Or the other way around, the wife is saying, but only I prepare food for you, I make sure the house is good, I do everything for you to make it comfortable. And the man is like, all I want is touch, affection. No, touch. We want the other room, we should be busy, only give me, I need it, my body is hot. And you're like, come on now, I don't have time. I'm always exhausted, the children work. And the husband is like, I know, but you see, I need it. It's a legitimate need. You see, I just gave those two scenarios that you must know what your spouse's love language is. I think we have 5 love languages. Just say 1 or 2 things about the 5 love language for them.
So we have the love language of quality time, which I've already explained. Is that thing where you give attention to your spouse. Then we have the love language of words of affirmation. So if your spouse's love language is words of affirmation, it means that they feel loved when you validate them, when you affirm them, you say something nice about them. They are the cute text message kind of people, love notes kind of people.
You praise them in public.
You praise them in public. They love that words get to them. Another one is gifts. That means your spouse feel loved when giving gifts. Then the other one is touch. So it's not necessarily sex, but they love public display of affection. They are the hold me, cuddle me kind of people. They are the they feel loved when they are hugged. That gentle rub, that's just hold them. It says a lot. Then of course there's acts of service, and that is where your spouse feel loved when you do something for them.
You help in the house.
You help in the. You're not just going to sit down and say, oh, because it's the person person's work or something, you know, you help. You're asking question. Okay, the person is about to do a project, and you're like, okay, I'm bringing in my weight into that project. If you understand this, and the truth of the matter is that every one of us, we have what I call the love tank, and what that means is that you have inside of you a tank that actually is either full of those love memories and affection, or there is a depreciation in it. So if you consistently speak your spouse's love language, you are filling up that love tank. That means they're going to be oozing in that aura of, wow, my spouse loves me. I'm sure you must have met couples who just seem to, you know, today when we're coming from church, I just saw this wonderful couple. I'm sure they're in their 50s, look so beautiful, gorgeous together, and I've observed them in church. They are always holding hands. After service, the lady's hand is wrapped around her husband, the husband is holding her, and you know, they look so good. And nobody needs to tell me that either one of them, touch is a love language. Nobody needs to tell me, because I see how they are both brightened and they look happy together, you know. So that is what love language does. When you intentionally speak it, you actually are depositing into your spouse's love tank, and when that happens, it means that you have a lot of change in the pocket of your spouse, and your spouse is going to feel emotionally excited about you. All right, now another thing that sometimes we take for granted, which I try to practice it, not perfect yet, but I try to practice it, and I encourage people to, and that is to show appreciation for the little things that your spouse does for you. Now let's not get too used to, let's not become so traditional in our ways, where we get used to the things that our spouse do for us or do in the house. You can get used to the fact that your husband takes care of the bills in the house, and rather than see it as a privilege, you know, some women, for instance, don't have that privilege. It's a luxury for them to have a husband that takes care of all the bills, you know, but you have it at, it's not even something you guys even see as a problem. You know, he takes it, once there's a need, he takes care of it. When was the last time you showed gratitude and appreciation for that? When was the last time, after maybe you had paid the rent, paid the school fees, or bought groceries in the house, you went and you said, you know what, sweetheart, thank you so much for making life easy for me. You know, a woman I follow online, she posted a video. She's a Black American, and she said one of the things she appreciates about her husband, and she said it from a place of gratitude, is that her husband actually makes her feel feminine. She said she doesn't stress. Like, her husband takes care of, he lifts all the heavy weights. He lifts the heavy weight. Like, she's able to relish in her femininity. Why she's grateful for that is because that is not the reality of all women. Yeah. There are some women right now, some wives, who are the heavy weight lifters in their home because of, you know, maybe the financial condition in the home and some other factors. So if God has blessed you with a spouse who makes life, in quotes, easy for you, don't take it for granted. Don't become so entitled that you don't see that it's a blessing. And for the man, maybe there are things that, you know, even if for the man, maybe your wife is the one now due to some things you guys are going on in the house, she's having to step in, she's having to do all these things. Show gratitude. Bottom line, be grateful for your spouse. Be grateful for the gift of that person. It goes a long way, because what it means is that they now know that you appreciate what they're doing, and that has a way of just stirring emotions in the right direction.
You've heard it. So, men, don't just be eating the food and just be feeling good. No, appreciate the wife. Tell wife, man, honey, your food is getting better. In fact, I don't know what my life would have been without eating this lovely meal, and everything. Appreciation is good. In fact, the beautiful thing about life is that when you forget and you are no more appreciative of the things you have, the value of those things diminishes in your eyes.
Yeah.
And that's what has happened to a lot of couples, where you've taken your wife or your husband for granted.
Wow.
You're not appreciating the fact that you are married. A lot of people are not married, and a lot of people would like to be in your position.
True.
Rather than seeing that your husband is trying in these areas, you are focused on areas he's not trying. And you are now feeling like, now what for you, self? See how they do that. These other men, they do no appreciate. Wives appreciate, husband appreciate. Tell them, man, if I never marry, I don't know where I for deal. Show appreciation. So another point is the power of forgiveness and reconciliation. I know that sometimes the people that are closest to you are the ones that hurt you the most. Sometimes that husband or wife of yours will say words that really pierce you, make you feel like you are useless. Sometimes that person may do something and it gets to you. Or sometimes even infidelity. The person you've trusted now decides, or it might be a mistake, or might be that the person was just foolish to go sleep around and everything, but the person is repentant and the person is like, give me another chance. And yeah, you want to be in the marriage, but you're finding it hard to really forgive that person, and it's really affecting that marriage. Or it could be a negligence of one other person. Maybe the wife or the husband did not do what it was meant to do to watch the child, and something happened to the child, or whatever situation, and you are blaming that person for it over the years, and it's affecting you guys. I think it's time for you to forgive and move on. It's time for you to tell yourself, we are humans and we'll make mistake. It's time for you to tell yourself, if he's repentant and if he's doing all he or she is doing to get better, let me give this person benefit and let me forgive this person. You see, the Bible says love covers the multitude of sin. And that's the beautiful thing about love. When you just make room for it and tell yourself, I'm going to forgive. And by the way, when you forgive your spouse, you yourself, you get healed.
Yeah.
See, when unforgiveness is in a family, you give the devil opportunity to come into that family. When my wife and I, when we have issues, sometimes I'm angry with her or she's angry with me. One of the things that guides me is the fact that, hey, my children are there and there's a devil that want to take advantage of our being in that state. Just look at it, that you have an enemy somewhere. He's just sitting or standing by the door waiting for you guys to open the door. And your bitterness, malice, unforgiveness is what opens the door. And he sees the door open, he just say, oh, let me strike. And that's why I sit there, I tell myself, no, I will forgive, even though I don't feel like it. You don't have to feel like it, just forgive.
Don't have to.
And the beautiful thing that when you forgive and you guys are back in that flow, you even forget that something happened and you move on. And it affects the atmosphere of the home. Your children are happier for it, other people are happier for it. It affects even your business. Your prayers are answered. So please forgive and move on, except their peculiar situation. You can reach out to us and let's see about, because there are some people you keep forgiving, they keep taking advantage of it and everything. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about in an ideal situation.
You know, just to build on what he said, now when we talk about forgiveness is actually a decision you make to free yourself from the burden of what was done to you. Where you're saying, look, this thing is not going to take from me anymore. Now, even in cases of infidelity, especially when you're dealing with an because I feel like we just need to talk about it. Not everybody will really have that opportunity to want to have a session. So when you're dealing with an unrepentant partner and this person keeps doing the same thing over and over, cheating on you, and comes back and says, I'm sorry. Now, you owe the person forgiveness as a Christian, but what you also don't owe the person is trust again and access to you. Yes, you don't hold trust. I told somebody, I said, trust is built over time. The reason I'm able to sit is earned. I'm able to sit comfortably on this chair and recline back and not have any feeling of, oh, I'm going to fall to the ground. It's because this chair has not disappointed me. But if every time I sit on the chair, it makes me fall, it trips me off, first time, second time, third time, and somebody says, oh, sit on this chair by the fifth time, I'm going to be hesitant. I don't hold the chair that trust. You have to prove yourself. That is it. So if you're dealing with an unrepentant partner who keeps cheating on you, you owe forgiveness, because carrying that weight is going to do a lot of damage to your emotions. It's going to affect you. But what you don't owe is trust again or access to you. So sometimes temporary separation is actually given. You can exit the environment in order to get yourself back.
Yeah. So just want to say that your marriage is worth giving the effort, is worth saving, is worth fighting for. Don't just give up on that marriage, except peculiar reasons, and even if it's going to be, let it be with counsel, professional counsel and the rest. Marriage is a beautiful thing, and marriage is a beautiful thing. I don't think that marriages are not working, because all we hear on the news is the bad side, how marriages are breaking. Marriages are still working. There are beautiful marriages out there. So thank you for watching this video.
Thank you
for subscribing. Thank you for liking.
Thank you for
sharing your comment. Thank you for sharing. I'm thanking you because I believe you've done it. If you've not done it, do I'm making, not just carry the thank you, not do anything. We want to say we love you. We're praying for your marriages. If you need prayers, please reach out to us. We want to see marriages thrive.
All right. So take care of yourself and God bless you. Bye.